No matter what career you're in, I'm sure we've all felt stuck at one point. And the number one thing is, for one, you're never actually stuck. You just have to have the mindset that you can pivot. You also need to figure out, why are you feeling stuck? Is it the environment? Is it the pay? Is it burnout? There's many reasons why you can feel stuck. Once you can pinpoint why you're feeling stuck, then you can start to figure out what you need to do in order to feel unstuck. Getting unstuck is not always a big, grand decision. It doesn't mean you have to change your career. Sometimes it does mean that, but there are ways to get unstuck without feeling like you have to turn your entire world upside down. What you do need to do is you need to shift your mindset and you need to become comfortable with pivoting. People that feel stuck are not comfortable with pivoting. They also don't know how to think outside of the box. A lot of times we go get these degrees, we get the licenses, and we want to fit inside of a box. While some people are meant to be inside of a box, other people are not meant to be inside of a box. You have to know which person you are so that way you can feel unstuck. Sometimes you just need a change of environment. Sometimes you need to switch populations. Sometimes you need to move to another state, another city. Sometimes you need to connect with someone else that might be in your profession. But feeling stuck is more so in your mind than it is in your reality. And that is something that you always need to remember. What are some ways to feel unstuck? Reach out to someone else that's in your profession. Maybe you want to get a certification. Maybe you want to take a class that's within your profession. Maybe you want to create a digital product. Maybe you want to check out someone's YouTube channel to gather insight and to get more information. You have to do something to feel unstuck. Staying in the same environment, doing the same thing every single day is not going to help you feel unstuck. Networking is not just about getting opportunities and building relationships with people because you want something from them down the line. Networking allows you to speak to people who might be doing something different but similar. Networking allows you to interact with people who might have more expertise than you and more experience. I'm sure they've felt stuck before. You have to get out of your mind and you have to get offline sometime and you have to get on the phone. You have to go mix and mingle. You have to stop staying in the same environment with the same people doing the same things, because that is not going to help you feel unstuck. If you're in social work, especially if you have your MSW, your degree is flexible. You can work with kids and families. You can work with the elderly. You can work with those that are involved in the criminal legal system. You can work in the hospital setting. There's so much that you can do. Sometimes we need to apply for a different position. And that will help us feel unstuck, but you have to get the ball rolling. Continuing to go to a job, go to a position where you feel unfulfilled, you don't feel challenged, is not going to help you feel unstuck. You have to move, whether it's to another position, whether it's to speaking to someone who has the experience that you have plus more, but you have to do something in order to feel unstuck. Some of the questions you have to ask yourself when it comes to feeling stuck is, am I burned out? Is it my environment? Do I need more money? Do I need more flexibility? Do I want a hybrid role where I could work from home and go in person? A lot of people are still working during the COVID era. They're still working from home. Sometimes you do need that people interaction, even if it's a few times out of the week. You have to ask yourself these questions because, again, a lot of times we are only stuck in our mind. We are not actually stuck within our reality. So you want to get to the bottom of, why do I feel stuck? We cannot figure out a solution to you feeling stuck if we don't know why you feel stuck. Solutions, we have, in order to come up with a solution, we have to figure out the problem. So you really need to assess, why do I feel stuck? What is it? Do I need more flexibility? Do I need more money? Do I need to just work with a different population? I cannot even figure out all of those things for you. I can help figure them out. I can pick your brain so that way we can come up with some answers. But ultimately, you feeling stuck, you have to figure out why you are feeling stuck, because I'm not in your brain. What don't you want? I don't want to do therapy. I don't want to make 50K a year. I don't want to work Monday through Sunday. I don't want to work on holidays. Make a list of things that you don't want. You can also make a list of things that you do want. I do want a flexible role. I do want a role that makes over 75,000. I do want a role where I have scheduled breaks and scheduled vacations. I do want a role where I don't have to worry about getting to work in a snowstorm if you work in an environment where you get snowstorms. You have to assess yourself the same way you assess clients when it comes to feeling stuck and in general. A lot of times we pour so much into clients. We ask clients all of these things. We tell clients doing the same thing, expecting different results, is not going to really get you far. But yet we do that. When we feel stuck, we keep going to a job, feeling stuck, feeling unfulfilled, and expecting different results. You have to do something different. You have to think outside of the box, and you have to be willing to pivot. The key to feeling unstuck is doing one small task. Maybe it's job searching. Maybe it's looking for a mentor. Maybe it's speaking to someone who is already doing what you're doing. Maybe it's going in a Facebook group and asking a question. But you have to do something, even if it's something tiny. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It doesn't have to be anything colossal. It doesn't have to be anything big. But you have to do something, because doing that something is going to tell your brain, oh wait, we're not actually stuck. We can actually move. We can actually pivot. You cannot always think your way out of being stuck. I don't care how many licenses you have. I don't care how many degrees you have. You have to move. You have to do something. I can't tell you exactly what that something needs to be, but I can kind of help you figure it out. But you have to make one small step, because momentum creates clarity. Sitting and staying in the same thing and wanting different results is not going to help you. You're going to keep feeling stuck, and you're going to stay in the cycle. So do something. We are all on social media. We see people passing their licensing tests. We see people getting married. We see people making six figures. We see people $1,000 in a month. That is not always going to be your journey. And comparison is the thief of joy. You don't know how many jobs they went through to get to where they're at. You don't know how many denials they went through to get to where they're at. You don't know how many times they took the licensing exam to pass the licensing exam. So just trust your journey. And as long as you're doing something every day to get some momentum or to make a step in a different direction, so that way you can feel unstuck, it's going to happen for you. But you have to focus on your journey. You have to make connections with people. You need to network. You have to understand that great things don't happen overnight. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's life is different, and everybody's career is different. So figure out what you want, figure out what you don't want, and figure out what can you do, whether small or large, to be able to create some momentum. If you're feeling stuck in a job, then maybe start job searching. Maybe see if your job has any other opportunities that you can take advantage of. But you have to do something.